Biden admin calls on Supreme Court to enforce sweeping law targeting small businesses. Biden is doing everything he can to harm the American people on his way out. It's like he's sticking his middle finger out to the American people on his way out. I mean, everything that he's doing in these last few days is not anything that would benefit the American people. I mean, it's crazy that that this is happening on his way out. But so we're gonna talk about it. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's get into this news. Now, this comes from Slay News. And they report that President Joe Biden's administration has called on the Supreme Court to reinstate a controversial law targeting small businesses. Again, he's trying to hurt people, like as if small businesses already don't have enough rules and regulations to deal with, and now Biden want to do even more to small businesses to harm them. And we know that small businesses are really the ones that are hiring people, hiring the majority of the American people, aside from the federal government. But the law required millions of small businesses to report personal information to the federal government to supposedly prevent money laundering. Um, which is funny coming from Biden, the money launderer. But the Corporate Transparency Act requires businesses with less than 20 employees to report personal information about their owners to the Treasury Department's Financial Crime Enforcement Network. The penalties for violating the reporting requirement are draconian. Business owners who fail to comply uh, could face 2 years in prison and $10,000 fines. And I'm a small business, you know, I have my own private practice. So things like this scares me because we already have enough regulations to deal with to try to us make sure that we're adhering to. And he's throwing more on top of us, on top of threats of going to prison and paying a lot of money. The information that must be submitted includes owners' names, home addresses, and photo IDs. The government has defended the law as a powerful tool to combat bad actors who operate using shell companies. It's so funny because this is exactly what Joe Biden did when him and his son selling favors. They got paid through shell companies. This is wild to me. But the law's sweeping scope is set to impact millions of perfectly legitimate small businesses just trying to get by. A federal district court struck the law down in early December, finding the law stretched the government's power to regulate commerce. However, continued legal developments have left business owners in limbo. The Biden admin petitioned the Supreme Court Tuesday to allow the law to be enforced while an appeal plays out. In a written application, Solicitor General Elizabeth Prelogar said the reporting requirements, quote, fall comfortably within Congress's authority under the Commerce Clause to regulate economic activities. Here, the anonymous operation of business entities that substantially affect interstate commerce. The Justice Department also asked the Supreme Court to limit the scope of the lower court's universal injunction. The administration said the case presents an opportunity to address the propriety of universal injunctions, which prevent laws from being enforced nationwide. Small businesses were facing an initial deadline of January 1st, 2025 to report their information, which was pushed back to January 13th. The law is currently on hold ahead of oral arguments before the Fifth Circuit on March 25th, 2025. The law's challengers have asked for more time to educate the millions of Americans who will be impacted by its severe requirements. I mean, again, if you don't give the government this information, you can end up paying up to a $10,000 fine and be in prison for a couple of years. This is crazy. In a December 24th letter to the Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, Mark Esley, president of National Cattlemen's Beef Association, wrote, quote, we are greatly concerned that a mere 2-week extension does not provide enough time for millions of American businesses to comply with the law. At minimum, we request Treasury provide a 1-year delay to allow for greater education and outreach to small businesses across rural America. This is crazy. Again, he's doing everything he can to harm Americans and nothing to help Americans. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.